Well, since we got this 67 Fairlane back on the ground, I thought I'd do an updated video. I'll start here at the back to give you an idea. You can see about the stance that we've got, at least the stance based off the stock wheels and tires. But anyway, here's the trunk that we had to, sheet metal that we had to cut out and refabricate. It really turned out pretty nice. We took out about 4 inches of hump that was in the back of this. And really I've got about 4 and 4.5 inches of travel in those shocks. And even if the thing bottoms out, I've still got about 2 inches of clearance between the top of that 9-inch housing and the sheet metal, so I think we're fine there. But I'm kind of proud and kind of glad how this rear end turned out. This 4-link. I don't know if you can tell much in the video, but it really lined up pretty good, and I think we've got a pretty good stance. You can see I got a slight angle coming towards the back with no weight on it. I'm worried the car may be set a little bit lower than I wanted originally, and I can make some adjustment through the coilover, but anyway, I can always figure out a way to change that up a little bit. We've got the tires and wheels. I got the tires and wheels ordered. That's going to take a while. I got billet specialties, 17-inch wheels with a 4-inch offset, and I'm going to put 275/50 17 tires on there. So this thing is going to have to be tubbed out. I guess that's one area I kind of chickened out on. I've been spending some time with Murray's Hot Rods over in Fort Worth, and they do some awfully trick stuff, and I think I'm gonna take it over there to them. I've got a date of 13th of May to let them look at this. I may let them do that tubbing out. I've spent so many time measuring that rear end housing to figure out how much my offset's going to be, and I'm probably still going to have to cut it back a little bit, but I think I'm going to be smarter letting them do that. I'm not saying we can't tackle it, but and I'm not saying we couldn't complete it, but I think they'll be able to do a whole lot nicer job than what we could do. So anyway, I'll let them do that. But it's going to fill up that wheel well pretty good. Like I said, these are the stock ones, and we're going back with 17s, 275/50s, which gives about another 1.5 inches, 1 3/4 in diameter. That'd be about 11 inches wide of rubber. So anyway, as far as the interior goes, one thing that worked out really pretty good is once I bought my seats, my 64 T-Bird seats, another set come up that I was able to buy for $50 on eBay, and that was probably a good $50 because I've taken the best of the two, and I've got those stripped down. We redid them, media blasted, and got those painted up, ready to be recovered. And these are the kinds of ones we're using to fit up back and forth, and it's really worked out pretty good. I think you can see now why I had, if you remember the earlier video, why we had to notch out to get make these 64 T-Bird seats fit. But anyway, I think the setting of it works out pretty good. We got the Wellwood brake and clutch pedal in there. I don't know how well you can tell it on this video, but anyway, that worked out pretty good. One of the mess ups I had, my Flaming River steering column, and this is by no means Flaming River. This is just old Mike's problem here, but unfortunately, that column, is about 2 inches short. So there's another little $300 and something mistake that I'm just going to have to end up eating. But anyway, that's all part of it, I guess. As far as the engine bay, PRC on my radiator, I think we did a pretty good job. I like their work. I like the good people to deal with. The measurements I gave him looks like it's going to work out pretty good. I wanted a dual fan at first, but there was no good way of putting a dual fan on those 25-inch wide, and actually this single one has more CFM and a tad bit lower decibel level as far as sound goes. But anyway, all the TCI front end stuff lined up good. Steering column, you know, although it needs to stick through about another inch. All of this, I really like the degree of angle. It's not very sharp going into this power steering up here, so that worked out pretty good. But we're ready to go there. I'm not real hip on how all this looks in here. I may talk with Murray when I have it over there on the tub out that we do some kind of sheet metal to maybe dress that up a little bit. I've got the front grille just kind of mocked up on here. I'm trying to draw up some type of I don't know, billet grill or something that do a little bit more attractive, something that fits the look of this car. I've been spending quite a bit of time on the plumbing of the heater and air conditioning. I think this is going to work out pretty good here. I've got a bracket that's going to tie it up underneath here. So all this will be tied up pretty good. And we'll come through the inner fender somewhere in through this area. I'm not even going to attempt to make that cut until I have the motor setting in here, so we know exactly where the heater hose is going to come out at, and also where that compressor is going to be. So I'll know where to line up those hoses coming through. I'm going to hard line this front coming out of the condenser, my number 8 fitting, number 6 fitting on the bottom. I'll hard line it, come underneath it, and come out over there. Also, I'm going to mount the dryer right up over here as well. Dryer and safety switch is going to be mounted up here before it goes into the inner fender. But anyway, that's about how we are. All this plumbing here worked out good. I'm not sure how good this video is going to work up under here, but all of this seemed like it come out pretty good. Really won't know till we finalize it. But hopefully when we get it back for Murray, we'll be able to do our initial painting of blue, and that's going to be the underneath of the car, the engine bay, and the inside of it. And then we'll put it back together for good. My dual brake and clutch assembly, I think, works pretty good here. I don't know how smart it is to put that in before I have the motor in here. Hopefully it's not going to be in the way. But I'm going to wait until everything's painted and the motor in, everything, before I start plumbing on my brake lines. My proportion valve, you know, I'd like to get it hit out somewhere underneath the car, but I'll have to see how that's going to fit once I get everything. The MSD control box for the motor, I'm going to mount it. The plans right now are to mount it up under the dash somewhere. Here again, the objective is to try to keep everything as clean as I possibly can. Got the transmission in this morning. The clutch assembly, bell housing and clutch, bell housing and transmission. So the motor is supposed to ship out tomorrow. That means I'll get it probably about, take 4 or 5 days for the truck to get down here, and we can get all that bolted on and see how it's going to fit in there. Here's my air conditioning heater parts I've got to put on. I end up doing the diagram just to kind of give me an idea of how I'm plumbing this heat and air. But anyway, that's it for now. Like I said, that's about the stance of the car, and I know I can play around with that, but I'm not too concerned about that until I get the tires and wheels on it. The tires are just a matter of ordering. Take 4 or 5 days to get them in. The wheels, billet specialties, and everybody that's anybody this time of year is 5 or 6 weeks out on getting a custom wheel. And when I say custom, just to make sure that the back set is as short as I possibly can. In other words, I want as deep a dish as I can. So when we get that in here, then we'll get it off to Murray's, and hopefully he won't tie me up too terribly much, and I'll get that going. But until that, it may be a while before I get another one out. So here you go.